Don't be afraid to define the relationship. This mostly applies to the guys. A lot of women tend to love labels in the relationship. It might seem like a silly conversation to be had especially if you guys have been dating a long time, but having that conversation will help her feel more secure and help with any expectations she has out of the relationship.
Someone told me why I was just swiping on Tinder and I saw my girlfriend.
Isn't this the truth? It's almost like men are never allowed to have any grievances about anything without it being dismissed. But then men are supposed to take the problems that women have seriously. It really should just work both ways. And this is why men have stopped opening up to women and talking about their feelings and showing emotion. Because there are actually sick women out there that enjoy watching a man cry. Isn't this the truth? So many men are turning to the gym to deal with some of their issues. And I think that's great and perfectly healthy. If we ever want to see men leave the gym, we need to start treating them better. There are still men out there that are like that. Yeah, they can be a little hard to find because a lot of them stay home. But make sure you're willing to reciprocate. If you're not going to be able to attract that kind of man. Focus on giving and not just taking.
To be chill, but God has other plans for me.
There's so many variations of types of relationships people want these days. You gotta lay everything out for someone else and see if you're compatible on that level. Some people don't like labels at all, while other people want labels. I understand both points of views on that, but if one or the other is important to you, communicate it. We all need to do better on our communication.
Me?
Yes.
You want to... Okay. Take control.
She is lucky that men take rejection so well, because we all know women don't take it very well at all. If this were reversed, there would probably be charges filed against him, he would be in so much trouble, and instead of it being funny, she would be the victim and get all this attention for it. But it's okay, because it's a guy. Didn't embarrass him on his podcast or TV show or whatever. Not embarrassing at all, because men aren't allowed to be embarrassed or have feelings. Mindless robots. Supposed to be perfect 24/7.
Cash, bitch, you doing too much. I'm like, shut up, ho.
Hey, that's a good sign that you're with a man that's financially responsible. That can be hard to come by sometimes. There's nothing wrong with your savings. They'll have to start somewhere. Keep up with it and eventually you could have more than him even. I actually felt that way about one of my exes. He had a huge savings account and I was like, wow, that is so impressive. I want to be like that too. I started saving really aggressively. My savings ended up becoming 5 times bigger than his, so it's possible. It's a great motivator too. Can't even imagine how frustrating this type of situation is for men. Ladies, just tell him what you want. Or if you're feeling indecisive and you don't know what you want, you could even tell him, could you please surprise me with something? It's that easy. If you're constantly doing this over time, kind of encourage him to not take your no seriously. So in those instances where you actually mean no, he may not know that.
Having a woman but not posting her is a major red flag. And I don't want to hear you keep your personal life private. You just don't want other women to know you're in a relationship so you can keep your...
I mean, I don't really know where everybody gets these rules. I don't know if there's a book that someone hands out that makes this stuff up. My wife and I, married, baby on the way. You notice on my Instagram I barely post about her. That's her, by the way, and a picture that was drawn by a friend of hers as a gift from her wedding. Why don't I post about her? To put it frankly, it's none of your business. My relationship with my wife is none of your business. Not because I'm holding out for some attention by other women. And I do this for a living. This is my work relationship. Now, lots of relationship coaches post about their relationship online. But something I noticed, the reason why I don't do it, is because I found myself trying it a few times. Whether we were on a date or off on an adventure, and I was like, this is taking away from the experience. Like here we are at a nice restaurant, we're connecting, we're having a conversation, and suddenly I go, oh, I better talk about this or set up a camera so people can see it and then we can say what a great time we're having, rather than actually simply just having the great time with each other. So I think what this woman said is ridiculous.